I think we're live, but yeah, let me just first confirm all's working fine. I'll just double check if we're already live on YouTube. We're live on YouTube. I mean, I'm live on YouTube, and it means all is good. Okay, perfect. I can see we're live. So, again, welcome. It's a first time, like in theory, first time we do this kind of meeting because we did a dry run August this year, I think. Um, and we tried it because we wanted to have a way to talk to contributors, like to make a step forward contributors, um, to make us available for them for a chat, um, for any questions they have, in case of contributing to AsyncAPI initiative. Um, the the whole idea started, um, I think, in July. We had some discussions in our Slack. Um, we wanted to, um, yeah, we were getting a lot of questions like how to contribute, what, where to start. We were getting feedback that it would be nice to have some kind of guidelines. And I mean, it's all those questions are valid points. We need those things. We need these things. Just the problem is that it's not that easy to create, especially if you are already in a project for some time. You know it quite a lot, and and you're basically biased by your experience. So it's really hard to get yourself in the shoes of a person that just learned about the project and where such person should start. So the idea behind this contributor first meetings is to learn from contributors how how their steps, the first steps look like in the project. Um, so we know like what's the first thing we need to have in this future guidelines to address, and also like the expectation is that you're gonna ask a lot of questions. Um, so hopefully the questions will also open our eyes and like suggest how we should structure such guidelines. Um, the, the entire idea behind the meeting is that it's streamed to all our social platforms. So we're streaming it to YouTube, to Twitch, LinkedIn, and Twitter. So you can interact with me or other people that will join these meetings in the future. You can interact through chat, through chat on those different platforms. But if you wish, you can also join the live stream with me here in the studio. Because why not? We can also have a real conversation, like face to face. Let's say. Um, so it's a first time, let's say, officially that we do such meeting, first edition. It's gonna like we're gonna do it throughout the entire October, every Wednesday, in two different time zones. I'm in not different time zones, like two different parts of the day to handle different time zones. So basically, it's always going to be at 8 a.m. UTC, which is now, to support APAC, but also early birds in Africa and Europe. And then today we're gonna have another session like this, and it will take place at 4 p.m. UTC. Um, So we can support not only people that prefer to work in the evenings in Africa and Europe, but also we can support somehow folks from Americas if they would like to join. Um, that's it. If it comes to, I think the organization of the meeting, there's no specific agenda. I will always start the meeting with some important points for contributors to know about, and then if there will be no questions in the chat, I'll just do something that I think might be useful for the community. Like my plan is first of all to work on a kind of presentation for contributors. So I will draft it real time during the stream and hoping that you see it and also can give feedback. And hello, Sergio. So we have first person and Dave. Hey, Dave, in the chat. So thanks for supporting, folks. Okay, so I have some notes, important things to mention, because it's the meeting is called Contributor First, but so it's obviously focused on AsyncAPI initiative. But if you want, you can also come to this meeting throughout entire October to ask for support in two different topics as well. Like first one is we have an AsyncAPI Hacktoberfest. Sorry, AsyncAPI. Um, uh, what's the what's the name? Not Hacktoberfest. Hackathon. AsyncAPI Hackathon. Let me drop it on the screen. So we have an AsyncAPI hackathon that started 1st of October, and it's not a typical hackathon that you get like usually like over a weekend crazy coding with some Red Bull and coffee and other stuff that keeps you awake. It's a hackathon that runs throughout the entire October. So you have basically 30 days to complete whatever you want to work on and submit your solution that you provided for the hackathon. So this meeting is also a place for folks that want to contribute and take part in the hackathon, um, compete with others to get the prizes that we have for the hackathon. Feel free to also use this meeting as a platform to ask questions, ask for some inspirations, ask for feedback. Um, because like I'm super involved in AsyncAPI initiative, but I will not be the one that assess solutions. Like I will not be the one that is in a group of people that will decide which hackathon solution won. And because I have, I will not be the one that is among judges. I can give you advices. There's, it will be okay with other community members because I don't actually know what are the tastes of other judges. We don't even have the final list yet created. But I know the project very well, so you can freely ask me for any advice. Especially, there's one big thing, one important thing, like about the hackathons. Like you want to present your solution in a way that anybody can buy it, and judges will say, like, yeah, that's a great solution. So it's not just enough to write a nice code and have a good idea. You also have to sell it properly. So I'm here to help you like come up together with the idea how to sell your hackathon solution. Maybe even help doing some stuff. Why not? If I will just have time during these calls, let's do it together. So that's one thing if it comes to the conference, right? Now, there is also one more thing. Like October is also a time for open source world where people contribute to open source through a different event, not AsyncAPI Hackathon, but a event organized by DigitalOcean, which is called Hacktoberfest. And we also participate as a initiative in Hacktoberfest. So um, we have a list of issues prepared for folks that would like to contribute through the Hacktoberfest. I'm gonna share a link. Let's see how the streaming and chat works. Okay, so I guess not all platforms support pasting from the platform that I'm using. So you have to look for a link to the spreadsheet with the hackathon issues. You have to look for it in the chat on YouTube and Twitch. It didn't went through to Twitter and LinkedIn. But anyway, so it's a one single document where we link all the issues that are specifically that are specifically prepared for Hacktoberfest participants. Many trivial, easy issues, but also some moderate that you can pick up. We fully support you there. So if you're just really willing to contribute to open source, um, you can bet that we are going to help you to complete those during October, so you can have the Hacktoberfest participation completed, and you're going to get your swag from Hacktoberfest as well. So yeah, that's if it comes to this meeting. So we're going to talk about contributing, about Hacktoberfest, about the the hackathon, and talking about the hackathon and the conference. So let me bring back the link. There is one important thing that I want to also do during these meetings that we promised to our sponsors is that always when I have this stream, I will promote the platinum sponsors of the conference. And so far we have one, but uh, yes, super important one. And now I'm experimenting with the platform that I'm using now. So I'm not yet sure where to place those logos. I need to prepare some overlay with logos that will be visible all the time during the stream. I'm just too lame to actually be able to do it. I have to do some learning today of Photoshop-like tools. But basically, the first platinum sponsor we got for the event is yeah, it's IBM, and there are two ways I can display this logo. It's so small, or I can do it this way. So yeah, I think it's super important to notice that like um, one of the main companies to support AsyncAPI hackathon prizes and the conference organization is IBM. So thanks a lot, folks, for doing it. And there's also one more promotion I want to do, something unexpected. So it's not a sponsor of the event if it comes to like financial sponsoring through Open Collective, but like this stream. Um, Actually, like before I promote them, let me check what's the quality. Can somebody in the chat tell? Can you tell me like how do you like the quality of the stream? Because I see most of you watch it on YouTube. Could you please try different channels as well and tell me like is it good or could be better or it sucks? Because in theory it should be better than the usual streams. At least when I see it in YouTube, it looks pretty good. Okay, cool. Yeah. So, and it's very good because the great news is that we have a super cool partner since yesterday evening. Um, so to be able to stream to different medias, um, I was experimenting a bit with Restream.io, which is a platform that allows you to actually have multiple destinations where you send a video stream and audio stream. So you basically, yeah, you're in a Restream studio, but not only, you can also do it from Zoom, but it's a different story. So you have a Restream studio, and from one single studio with all those fancy features like having damn it, having logo or like cap those captions. Damn it, I have to practice. So that's what the Restream is doing, like giving you all those features, and then you can stream to different media. But of course, um, it's for free when you use it. The quality is not that best, I would say. I mean, I used Restream 2 weeks ago, and I got some feedback that for LinkedIn, when it was streaming to LinkedIn, the quality was really bad. So if you want to do some live coding, and then nobody can really actually see it on the video, then it pretty sucks. So we had some discussions like, yeah, we need Restream anyway for the conference, um, and that we would like to maybe buy a professional license of Restream using the sponsor money, because we're going to use it for the conference to stream also to different medias. And yesterday I got in contact with Restream, like checking, like maybe, because there's no official information about it, maybe they support open source. And I was contacted by a person from Restream, an engineer from Restream, and we got professional subscription for free for a year. So basically now what I'm using a AsyncAPI dedicated account to stream to those different medias with like the best possible quality that is supported by Restream, which is awesome. So conclusion is Restream.io rocks, like big time. Thanks a lot. Normally we would have to spend, as far as I remember, $500 on the license, and luckily they support us in the as an open source project. So we're gonna definitely, folks, put you on our conference website as a below the sponsors as a partner, because it really deserves a show of like, and the way like how it was handled, like how fast the response was. Um, so yeah, these are the moments where when sometimes Twitter is nice, but like sometimes. Okay, so it's all if it comes to big thank you, promotions. Um, so far, any questions from anyone? Did I clarify everything? Okay, thanks a lot, folks, for checking the quality. Okay, then. Oh, I can. Wait. Another cool feature from Restream is that I can display comments on the screen. So, Dave, if you like the logo that much, let's try again. So, yeah, thank you, IBM, for sponsoring the AsyncAPI hackathon and the conference. How they say in corporations, kudos to you. Um, yeah, and the confirmation about the quality. Nah, nah, no. HD version would be perfect. You can't always be perfect, right? And it looks like old school kind of when it's from such a small logo stretched to the entire screen. Yeah. Okay, so if we don't have any questions, like from from anyone from the community, which I did not expect actually that I'm gonna have too many people joining. Let's talk about something. Yeah. um, exactly, exactly that. So the um, I'm gonna share a screen. I just want to show you something. Let me find a good screen. Now, how to do that? Okay, cool. Let me see if I can how to set up layouts, sharing layouts. Uh, let's see if again. I mean, I think it's readable, right? Or should I make it like bigger, or maybe like this one? Can you confirm? I think it's readable, right? Right. Okay. Silence always means like it's acceptance. Okay. Good. Thank you. So the conference and this meeting, what it has to common. Um, so the Async API conference, it's a 3 days long event starting on Tuesday, 16th of November. So Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and the first day, or maybe differently, like the second and the third day, it's a purely community meeting. So you have a CFP open. You can submit your proposals for a conference, and like the main theme is let's bring community together so the community can share experience with Async API and Async API tools together. But the first day on 16th, it's not a day for CFP because it's a day for that is called for now Contributor Summit. And it's going to stay like this. I mean, it's already on the website. We can't remove it. So it's Contributor Summit is on the first day. And what I'd like to put your attention to is this community discussion we have. Okay, I need to actually change the arrangement, I guess, because the content is cut. Yeah, I think this one is the best because I can. Yeah, yeah, that's. I think that's one is the best. My face is not that big, and I can quickly switch which part is important. Okay, cool. So the Contributor Summit is basically a day in a conference where we have presentations fully focused on contributors. So I'd like to encourage you to definitely join this discussion. I'm gonna put a link as a caption for now. Okay. So the Contributor Summit, as I said, like it's it's for contributors. So we have a set of presentations about the project, how that where we explain some important things for contributors. And we already have like three proposals for talks, and like we don't have CFP for it because like it's for contributors. So there's a pretty limited number of people that can present on Contributor Summit, because it's basically mainly maintainers or contributors that like regularly contribute and plan to become a maintainer. So they already have some experience with the project, and then they could share a story with the other community members about how to contribute. So there are some proposals from my side for two talks. Uh, One is the contributor journey to become AsyncAPI TSC member. So I ambitiously think that I can have a maximum 45 minutes presentation where I can explain how to become a technical steering committee member of AsyncAPI initiative. Um, how does it work, and what's the point? And also maybe a short presentation about how to contribute to AsyncAPI specification, because it looks like not all people um, clearly know how it works, and it pushes people away from the contributions. Now, there's also proposal from Alejandra about like contributing to documentation of AsyncAPI project, and I bet there can be other things. So my huge request, like, think about it. What would you like to have explained as a presentation that we in the end have to record? We're going to have it forever, and we're going to be able to like share it in the future with other community members, like to explain things. So yeah, go to this discussion, join it, or just vote up topics that you like. um, I was thinking about one more presentation, but I don't want to like be the the main presenter at the event. But I'm thinking if it would make sense to have a single presentation that actually explain the whole automation, CI automation around the Async API that we have in our Async API GitHub organization. Um, like, because CI in the end, it's an important part of every contribution. So might be that a good presentation about it would make sense. Why? Because um, I mean, not sure if you, how much you know about CNCF and Kubernetes, but like years before Async API, when I was yeah, working with Kubernetes, and I wanted to be close with the community of CNCF and tools and Kubernetes, especially at KubeCon. Um, One of the most important presentations I actually went to was not about how to use Kubernetes or whatever, because that was easy, right? Kubernetes is easy. But I went to a presentation where folks from Kubernetes team explained how the whole CI using the Prow tool looks like at Kubernetes, like how it's all organized, how your PRs are validated, etc. So might be that like looking at the scale of our project and the complexity because of it, might be that it's also something that others would like to listen about, maybe. So again, like when you have some questions, feel free to ask in the chat. I'm looking at the chat constantly to see if somebody's asking something. And like, so I actually started talking about this contributor summit because my plan was if during first meetings nobody joins and asks for help, I'm just gonna work on the contributor journey to become AsyncAPI TSC member live. Um, but also, I'd like to make a shout out to one person more about these contributor first meetings. But let me grab a link first. Where is it? Where is it? Um, what? I have it. So there it was. Like the whole concept of contributor first meeting we were discussing in issues. Um, but did we actually? Now that I think, did we actually publish the first meeting we had in August or July? Let's see. Oh yeah, I actually created a PR. PR. Damn it, too much work in GitHub. I actually created a playlist. Oh, and this meeting was already marked as number 1. Well, whatever. So yeah, it was in July, 8th of July. So it was pretty long time ago. And this first meeting happened basically thanks to the conversation started like at the beginning, pretty sooner than July. There was a question from Lorna um, from Avon project that asked about the contribution instructions, and then Anand came in to Slack. Um, this sir, and he offered help to try further the development of the Go template for Async API. And then he obviously had some questions related, like how to start writing code generator using our tools, etc., etc. So that's how we started like this first meeting to see if it makes sense. And we already knew that we might have to do it regularly in the future. So that's how we ended up. So like just wanted to make a small thank you to Anand. Thanks, man. So before I jump into my working out loud, which will be interesting experience. Any questions from your side? Oh yeah, um, that's the correct name. Thank you, Sergio. Let's see, maybe Anand will join in his time zone when I do it in the afternoon. Okay, so yeah, if you have questions, just put them in the chat, and I'll just jump into the usual work I planned. So, first thing, how do I do it? Because I have some ideas, like there's a lot of knowledge in my head, and I was thinking like maybe the best way to sketch it out is maybe a mind map. Because as far as I remember, last time when I was using mind maps a few years ago, at least eight, it was easy to reorganize, like drag nodes of the mind map in different order. So yeah, but any on any of you like watching, um, do you do you use any mind map at the moment? Like anything you could recommend, so I don't have to Google and probably go through 50 or something different mind map tools. Any of you using something already? Hey, Ayush. Hey. Okay, so anyone? Um, and before anyone answers what mind map tools you're using, let's promote again the IBM, who's the first platinum sponsor of AsyncAPI conference. Okay, nobody wants to help with mind map. Let me waste my life Googling. What do I get for free? Ah, looks good. Boom, 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 boom. How do I know? Like, personal, organized information, like that. So we are, that was quick. That's what I call a cool user experience. So let's name the first node by the name of the presentation. Now, the first question is it a contributor journey, or it's actually a journey in general? Because you want to start this journey not as a contributor, you're just a community member that would like to contribute. So you're not yet contributor, right? Makes sense? Hopefully. So journey to become AsyncAPI TSC member. So first, how to add new nodes is add topic. Oh, okay, perfect. What? Okay, so the first thing to learn is open governance model. Like, how can you know what? I mean, journey to become AsyncAPI TSC member, but you basically need to first learn what TSC member means, plus what it gives you, right? So first slides will be about open governance. And here, I guess we need to. No, I want to go from here. How can I have a node that comes out from? No. Uh, mm, um, so we need to. Oh my god. It's so typical. Like you want to do something useful, but first you're being tracked by the functionality of the tool that you're using. Always the same mistake. Now, how do I connect? Do I drag it here? Ah, nice. Drag and drop. No. What just happened? I I don't want it to be disconnect. What? Golden moments of seeing Luca struggling with the application. Yeah, exactly. Thank you, Ayush. Laugh at me. Um, it's not my fault that a tool that I said has a good user experience lost it with the first clicks. Oh my god! Like I would definitely prefer to write it in some markdown file or whatever, uh, and not just play with drag and dropping. Come on, why? 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 Um, maybe this? No. I mean, what kind of mind map is it if I can just have a one level of topics? And you folks laughing at me in comments, maybe instead of it, you will go to mindmaster.com and try it on your own. But I advise you not doing. Oh, wait. I managed to draw a. Yeah, I am. Yeah, I admit, Dave. Uh, yeah. Hmm. Two levels. Boom, boom. No, create a map. Oh, is it this little dot here? No, it's just for expanding. Oh my god, it's terrible. Like, seriously. Oh, maybe it's this plus. Finally. Yes, yes, yes. Uh, um, art of Foundation. Is it going to be? No. What? Why? Or maybe I just cannot touch it if I click here. Ah, okay. So basically, um, I'm basically laughing at. I mean, people watching on different platforms, you probably should go to YouTube to see all those helpful people um, trying to help me the best they can. So, so open governance. We definitely have to mention that Async API is now part of Linux Foundation because it was an important step for the project for this year, and it also triggered us to do some stuff. Like we always thought about having open governance model for Async API, but like yeah, there were always other things important to do. While with joining Linux Foundation, we had to bring it in. We had to work on it. So it was one of the most important things that we worked on at the beginning of the year. So the whole open governance model comes from this decision to join Linux Foundation, which means we need to talk about that. Just have a slide. Yeah, we are part of Linux Foundation. In case you didn't know yet. Now, um, what else is in my note? Okay. So what else about open governance model? Like, do we really need to go super deep in the? I think we know. Okay. I think we need to definitely explain. Um, we definitely need to explain like difference between tutor and meter. Basically, the thing is that um, the open governance model, it's described in um, legal language, like lawyers' language. So basically, the document that describes the open governance model, it's boring. It's like terrible. Writing it was a hell, and I can imagine reading it is even much higher hell, whatever. So we definitely need to have few slides that explain some vocabulary and some things from the open governance model. So like the terms that are used there, like contributor, committer. I'm making it bigger a bit. And now next would be about the steering committee. And now let's see if I can have. Okay, cool. So about technical steering committee, we need to say like, is it? Who can become ESC member? What is it like? Responsibilities. Current list of members, and now because we have Ayush here, I need to show the work on the Ayush that will soon be merged into master. We're going to show it on the presentation for sure on the conference. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, so soon we're gonna have this official list of, the, of the members of TSC group, members of TSC members, wherever. So that's why we need definitely a slide to promote the current group. So we need to explain what are the responsibilities of TSC, how to, what are, like, who can, not how, yeah, exactly, who can become a TSC member, and then what's the current list of TSC. And I think that would be enough. Let me have a look on the boring charter. What's the most important? Yeah, so it's TSC, CC, and voting. Yeah, maybe we should, because we don't have yet voting set up as we want it, like fully automated, async, whatever, some application that can help us. So I guess would be, would probably make sense. I'm not sure yet, but might make sense to explain, like what's the process for voting at the moment. Mm, and I believe, I mean, we can't really just say Linux Foundation and then jump into the vocabulary. We actually have to explain like the vision we had, and the motivation we had for the model, and then we can actually go into some more details. And the question is, there's a question from Sergio: is the TSC a only append list? Can we? Can you clarify, Sergio? I mean, what do you mean? Like, is the TSC a only append list? How can we represent the question answer in this MindMap? You have to specify what you mean, Sergio. I don't get it. Like, only append list. I mean, if TSC members can go in and out, is there a push? Like, you mean mechanism to remove someone, or that someone can leave? So can you, Sergio, explain what you mean by this push? I actually don't know English meaning. I could Google it, but if you could try using different word, it's probably an ugly word. That's why I don't know it. Sergio. Yes, if, okay. Yes, if there is a mechanism in place to, let's say, user A is not active anymore, or during last year, let's remove it from the TSC members list. Yeah. Okay, now I get it. Like, okay, so basically the are there any rules, and what rules are there to make sure that the list of TSC members is clean of really like it really has it's really a list of active TSC members, right? Um, and you suggest that we should have it explained, like basically journey. I mean, it makes sense because it's a journey to become an AsyncAPI TSC member, but it would be nice like to have a slide that says like, what if I don't want to? But I think it would be all members life cycle. Oh yeah, that's a good suggestion, right? So it would be TSC members life cycle, and so I think that it would be even make sense to talk about the limits. Um, so not only about company limits, but also that there are no limits if it comes to the size of the TSC, right? Like we now have 12 members. Anand will soon join. We're gonna have 13, and more people will join, so we can end up with having 100 of members. Why not? I guess that basically when we reach 100, uh, naturally, at least that's my assumption, might be different. But naturally, I think that the it's gonna work as a kind of um, nation is definitely bad word, but I mean like when you have a country, uh, and if your country population is like 10 people, you can have 10 people deciding on how to run your tiny country. But when the country is getting bigger, you'd like to like delegate some responsibility to a group of people, like in the democracy you just elect people. So might be that at some point of time when we like grow a lot, and we will definitely grow because we're growing constantly. Might be that we once we grow to a really large number, we have a discussion internally, and we will end up with some, I don't know, TSC representatives, whatever government um, group. So basically, if somebody doesn't want to take part in the votes, we'll delegate this responsibility to a person that he elects or she elects. But that's just purely theoretical. For now, we're gonna have 13 people, which is handleable so far. So yeah, we need to anyway address it. Now, I think it's all if it comes to the open governance. So the Linux Foundation vision, yeah, the vocabulary about the contributor, actually, what is contributor, what is committer, because that's always strange. Like you usually talk about the open source maintainers, right? At least that's what, when I started in open source, it was always about maintainers, 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 maintainers. And that's what is in my head if it comes to the vocabulary about open source. But then when you look at all the different governance models and also articles about open source from other people, they tend to say committers instead of maintainers because they refer to committer as a person that has rights to commit to the repo. For me, it's highly confusing. I prefer maintainer because committer is tied to technical capabilities of the person, but it not necessarily has to be the truth. Like in Kubernetes, or even for us, we plan in future that you basically never, like the maintainer never clicks the merge button, but asks bot to do it. So maintainer will not have committer rights to the repo, it will be a bot only that has rights to do it to properly manage the scale of the organization. But yeah, whatever. I'm gonna try to somehow explain it properly. Okay. Um, Now, once we target the governance model, like yeah, I mean, to become a TSC member, you basically have to start contributing first. So a new node. Start contributing. Hmm. Is it really start contributing? And then what else would be coming in there? Hmm. Oh, it's already 11. So let's stop here because it's I think we have pretty much um, good start, I would say. I didn't think it's gonna go so smooth. So, but yeah, anyway, it's 11, so at least for me, it's 11 a.m. For some people, it might not be, but yeah, it's 1 hour past, and it was supposed to be 1 hour. So let's finish for now. Huge, huge thank you to all of you for joining this first, second contributor first meeting. We're gonna, if you want to join again today, it's going to be at 4 p.m. UTC time zone, which if you're in Central Europe, it's going to be 6 p.m. because I am from a Central Europe. Yes, and and I guess that's all. I'm gonna click a end stream button. So before I do it, once again, wait. Once again, huge reminder about the maybe let me put my face on. Yeah. So God damn it. Like the conference and the hackathon, like hackathon is now, you have 1 month, then we have a conference. And at the end of the meeting, I'd like to give a huge shout out to IBM for becoming our first platinum sponsor for the event. You simply rock. You're the best. And I hope more will follow. Actually, I know that more will follow, but I don't want to reveal the names because in Poland we have the saying "nie dziel skóry na niedźwiedziu." Now you can try to repeat "nie dziel skóry na niedźwiedziu," which basically means in English, I think it says like don't count your chickens before they hatch. Yeah. So yeah, I don't want to out loud say what sponsors, next sponsors are coming until they actually pay. So yeah, IBM, huge shout out, and Restream.io, huge thank you for sponsoring our Restream.io account for AsyncAPI, so we don't have to pay for it. Thanks, and thanks again for all the folks from the comment section. It was fun. Um, let's do it again later in a few hours. You might have other reasons to laugh at me again. Sounds like fun. Cheers.